Hello, everyone, and welcome to our April Energy Call and Tarot reading. Thank you for zooming in person or for catching this on the YouTube channel later. We are all connected in this now moment. And by focusing our energies on our attention on the Taurus energies, we're going to activate those for ourselves and for the collective. And Taurus is really especially about self-worth energies. So Taurus invites you to feel and receive your own worthiness. And that's going to be the focus of our call today. So my name is Mary Beth Wollenschlager, and I'm the creator of Love Your Life in Sync. Love Your Life in Sync was designed to help people find greater ease in living their lives and becoming more receptive and open to the harmonizing energies that support us all. And we do this through sharing and teaching real skills for real life. And we call those real skills for real life, we call those heart harmonizing habits. And we also help mentor you along the way so that those habits can become more natural and you can become more receptive to your own heart's intelligence. This may help you feel more in charge of your life rather than being bombarded by it. And we also use astrology to help create more self-awareness. Your astrology, you can think of your astrology chart as the hand you were dealt, the cards you were dealt. And how are you going to play them? Well, you need to know the rules of the game, right? You need to understand what the cards mean, what they can do. You need to know what cards trump other cards, for example. So astrology can help you make better choices as you play your hand out or as you live your life. Because the cards, or our stars, are only half the picture. It's really what we do with these cards and what choices we make that matter. So by learning these real skills for real life, these heart harmonizing habits, which, by the way, are tried and true. The HeartMath Institute has done over 30 years of scientific research on studying these habits. And they can help you learn how to line up your heart and your brain so that they're working together. The two work together as your guide. So you can start to say, ideally, with greater ease and more regularity, I love my life. So today is April 27th, and the sun moved into Taurus last week, right after our first solar eclipse of the year. Now, the solar eclipse they happen at least twice a year, but they serve as a reboot to our system because the sun gets eclipsed or blocked out by the moon. And the sun is our energy source on many levels, physical, spiritual, and many other levels. And so after the solar eclipse, the sun moved into Taurus. And Taurus, which follows the Aries sign in astrology, Aries was the exhale, which makes Taurus the inhale. So the Taurus energies are about taking in and receiving. So having the sun move into Taurus after a solar eclipse, that's like luxuriating in a soothing and healing salve. You may have felt a little more tired during the solar eclipse in the past couple of days because you needed the downtime. But now we're having this reboot. So just like when our computer reboots, our source starts up again. And sometimes it takes a little time to get used to whatever change happened with this reboot. Like maybe your phone, you get the message, it's time, time for the upgrade of the phone. And so you have to go through that reboot and the system like shuts down and then starts up again. But then even when it starts up, some things may have moved around or changed and you don't always know exactly how to use them right away. So we're getting up to speed. So now that the sun is in Taurus, it's time to receive and get practical, down-to-earth Taurus energy. It reminds us there is so much to receive when we take in our five senses. So Taurus isn't into thinking. Taurus says, let's just be, and let's enjoy the sunshine and a picnic or even cake. Let's really taste that cake with our whole body. Taurus is about self-worth. So Taurus can help you find new ways to receive and embody your worthiness. Let's get started by activating our hearts with our presentation today. Our hearts know our worthiness and can help us embody it. And the more we're connected to our own heart, the more we can connect to other hearts and share our worthiness. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes if you like, or you can look at this picture and just sort of feel the energy. There's so much Taurus energy in this picture of the forest floor and that beautiful spring flower. And I'm going to invite you to maybe put your hand on your heart and just start breathing in and out of your heart, breathing a little slower and a little deeper, finding an easy rhythm that's even inhales and even exhales. And let's just breathe together for a moment, get grounded. Taurus is an earth sign, so just feel your feet on the floor, or feel yourself sitting wherever you're sitting on the chair. Just ground into that energy. And then activate a feeling of gratitude, because worthiness begins with gratitude. So being grateful for having this body and being on this planet at this time. So feel your gratitude, feel your worthiness. Let that sink in. And once you have a sense of gratitude for your body, sending gratitude to every cell in your body, feeling worthy of having a body, feeling worthy of being here. Once you're in that space, I invite you to think of your heart as a little sun or a little heater, and start radiating out that gratitude to your whole body. Radiate out that sense of worthiness. Let it relax you, let it fill you up. Let your body respond, let the tension leave, and let the gratitude come in. As you continue to breathe evenly, inhale and exhale. And once you are really feeling that gratitude and worthiness, start radiating it out to the space you're sitting in, to the room you're in. Just letting yourself bask in the worthiness of being in whatever space you're in, being grateful for that space. And we can continue to radiate these feelings of gratitude out beyond our four walls, into whatever city or town we're in, seeing it start to spread, seeing the gratitude and the worthiness start to spread like the way a tree root spreads. Seeing it grow down into the earth and out letting gratitude and worthiness embrace the planet. Let it soak deep into the center of the earth. This is where the Taurus energies resonate with earth. Picture those roots, your roots of gratitude and worthiness taking hold, stabilizing you. Get stabilized in your own sense of worthiness. And then your next inhale, just bring that all back up into your heart. And let yourself feel grounded in your worthiness. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes and we'll continue. We'll start the actual presentation, Taurus, what you need to know. So one of the first things you need to know about Taurus is that it's ruled by Venus. And Venus is the planet of love and beauty and resources. Venus is where we have Venus in our astrological chart. That shows us what we love and what we value. It shows us where our resources are. And I chose our friend here, Froggy, to symbolize resources for us because just like the fairy tale, right? Yeah, sometimes you have to kiss the frog to get the prince. So what's inside of you? What resources are inside of you that you need to appreciate more and show some love to? You know, our self-worth, no one can increase that for us but us. And by the same token, no one can take it away from you but you. So how can you love yourself more? How can you love your own resources? No matter what they look like. If we love them, just like the fairy tale tells us, you know, it's what's on the inside that counts. So we use with Taurus. Taurus loves the five senses. Taurus is a touchy-feely sign. And Taurus invites us to take stock of our resources by using our senses. Like checking out, you know, using our five senses to appreciate our surroundings. Today I was driving and the sun was out and it felt so good to feel the warmth of the sun just on my hands on the driving wheel instead of wearing gloves, right? I just felt the warmth of the sun. And when we use our five senses right now, there's so much beauty around us with the flowering trees, the magnolia trees are in bloom where I live, and the crab apples are blooming, the cherry blossoms. And this is where we can tune into our abundance, our sense of abundance, our sense of what we have. You know, Taurus is about what we have. In astrology, Taurus is the second sign. So one way to think about Taurus, Aries is the first sign. So Aries is the baby of the astrological wheel. And the baby is totally self-consumed. Like nothing's better to a baby than its own toes and its own fingers. It doesn't really know anything else other than itself. In fact, it doesn't even think you are separate, right? Just like a baby just thinks that everything is all about the baby. But then in Taurus, we kind of get into the twos, right? And the twos, what do 2-year-olds say? Mine, that's mine. So Taurus says, I have. So Taurus is focusing on what you have, your resources. And the opposite sign of Taurus is Scorpio. And Scorpio is about what other people have. So sometimes when we have too much, like, so every sign has a higher vibration and a lower vibration. So just like the 2-year-old, we might not want to share our resources, or we might just want to accumulate resources. That would be overdoing the Taurus energies. So we look to the opposite side of the what's on the opposite side of the zodiac wheel, and that would be Scorpio. And Scorpio is about what other people have. Now, when we're another aspect might be we think of what we have, and then we look at what somebody else has, which would be the Scorpio side, and maybe we feel some envy. Well, instead of feeling envy, Venus is about love. So Venus invites us to look at what other people have. It's said, like, if you admire the qualities in someone else, it's because you have those qualities in you. You wouldn't be able to recognize them in someone else unless you had them in yourself. So to balance the Taurus energies, if you find yourself desiring what somebody else has, is instead turn it around and be happy for that person. Celebrate for what they have. And that will help you enhance your own self-worth, because you're not taking away from yourself. You are recognizing that that's part of you. So the symbol for Taurus is the bull. Now, again, this is kind of like a little fun astrological coincidence, right? The symbol for the bull, in the stock market, so we talk about Venus being of what is of value, and we demonstrate what is of value through money. We spend more money. We use money as a symbol of how much we value something. So when the stock market is stampeding, we call it a bullish market. So Venus is also associated with money. And the bull was used to plow the fields. So the bull is also a harnessing of energy. And I did a little research on this, and I thought this was really interesting. Picasso, he viewed the bull as a vehicle for advancing his own sense of self and asserting his worthiness. He compared himself to the Minotaur, which is half man and half bull. So he had a sense of his worthiness, and he symbolized this by some of his artwork with the bull. It's I think there's a famous one of the bull and the sun. And then the other side of Taurus can be captured with this word. This word challenges me so much. I always forget how to pronounce it. Bucolic, I believe it's pronounced. And bucolic is, I always also have to look it up because I forget what it means. And it has to do with cow herding and the pasture and the pastoral life. So this is the other side of Taurus, the side of Taurus that likes to sit in a pasture and be surrounded by flowers and smell the roses. So some of the key words, this would be the nurturing part of Taurus. So some of the key words for Taurus I have over here is the nurturing, the practical, the dependable, and stable. And Taurus, as I have Taurus compared to Aries, so Taurus follows Aries, and each sign kind of balances the sign before it, and then we go into the next sign. That's why the Aries is the exhale and Taurus is the inhale. And Aries says, let's go. Aries says, let's go get them. Taurus says, let's stay in. Let's stay in and cook. Let's make some bread, or let's make a sumptuous meal and enjoy it. Another way to embrace the Taurus energies, or any energies of the zodiac, is to focus on the colors associated with that zodiac sign. So for Taurus, it's pink. Pink is associated with Venus and love. It's green. Green is the color of money, and it's also the color of abundance. In springtime, the grass turns green and the trees start turning green. Black is a symbol of power, that symbol of the Taurus, it's a symbol of the bull, the strength of the bull. And white is for simplicity. Like Taurus loves things practical and simple. Let's keep it simple. Let's, enjoy life through our five senses. So the Taurus bull can help us harness and strengthen our own sense of self, just like it did for Picasso. Beef up, if you'll pardon the pun, beef up our own sense of worthiness. So to help us receive and feel our worthiness, let's move into our tarot reading. So as we get grounded for this reading, I'm going to start shuffling the cards, and we're going to do another short meditation, because where our attention goes, the energy flows, and we want to get a good reading. So whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching it on YouTube, just having your energy, having your intention be on this reading to help us answer these questions. What area of my life is ready for me to truly feel my worthiness? How can I practice feeling my worthiness? And why is it important for me to be in touch with my own worthiness? So as I shuffle the cards and we think about these questions, I'm going to guide you through another meditation where we're going to breathe in through the heart. As we inhale, breathe in through the heart. And as you exhale, send your exhale down through your legs, down through the soles of your feet, connecting you to the earth. And on your next inhale through the soles of the feet and exhale through the heart. Inhale through the heart and exhale through the third eye. That's where our sense of our intuition, that's in the center of the forehead between the two eyebrows. And then next, we're going to inhale into the third eye and exhale back into the heart. Inhale through the heart and exhale through the crown chakra, the top of the head, that connects us to source energy, to connects us to that divine part of us, that all-knowing part of us. And so we're going to just continue cycling the breath through those areas of the body, the soles of the feet, the heart, the third eye, and the crown. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these cards, and then I'll stop the video for a moment, and those that are present live on the video will take a look at the cards together and read the cards. And everybody can read pictures, and that's all tarot is. It's like, okay, here's my questions. What is this picture? How does this picture answer the question? And this helps us use our intuition. And it helps us become more aware of other symbols in our life when we ask questions. And then what do you notice? And how does that relate to your question? So I'm ready to pull. So this card is for the first question, which is, what area of my life is ready for me to truly feel my worthiness? Oh, wow. We got the Queen of Wands, and it's reversed. I'll talk about what that means in a moment. And now the second question is, how can I practice feeling my worthiness? And we got the 10 of Pentacles, again, also reversed. It's so interesting because whenever cards are reversed, it's about going inside of you. And as we've been talking about, that's what our Taurus energies are, is Taurus is the inhale. It's about going inside. It's about that frog, right? Our resources are inside of us. Then there are these beautiful resources, and we may not be appreciating them. And the last card, why is it important to be in touch with my own worthiness? The Ace of Pentacles, right side up. So those are fabulous cards. So I'm going to pause the recording. Okay, so we're back and we've discussed the cards and we looked at the pictures on the cards, and this was really a great reading. So again, the first question, what area of my life is ready for me to truly feel my worthiness? And we got the Queen of Wands reversed. And if you don't have a tarot deck, you could just Google images, just Google Rider-Waite images. That's the deck I used. Rider-Waite images for the Queen of Wands. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you might want to pause here, look up the image, and answer the question for yourself, and then see what you came up with and how that ties into what we came up with. So what we said was the wands, she's the Queen of Wands, so she's the queen, so she knows her worthiness. So what area of my life is ready? Like my whole life, I'm ready to feel my worthiness. I'm the queen. And the wands could represent careers, passions, or interest. And since it was reversed, we tied that back to something we did not mention, but Mercury is retrograde right now. So whenever Mercury is retrograde, and it's also retrograde in the sign of Taurus, it's about going within. So what area of my life is ready for me to truly feel my worthiness? So Joan, did you want to share about what you wrote about? Would you like to unmute and share, or if not, I can read.
There.
Okay.
Now I remembered to unmute.
Okay.
I realized that I had written pages and pages this morning in my journal about recognizing the resources that I have built and the work I have done, and being ready to really fully use those. And the other reference was to the black cat. And I said, every time I have moved, and I've moved a lot, given the nature of my work and my husband's work, a black cat has shown up. So for me, the black cat means, oh, I'm home because the black cat found me.
Thank you, Joan. Yeah, there is a black cat in the Queen of Wands picture. And for me, the black cat represents both mystery and intuition. So I love that for you, Joan. That's like being at home with your intuition and being at home with mystery too. And I think someone also mentioned, when we can own our accomplishments and use them and recognize our resources, we're doing it without the self-doubt. So that's how we really kind of tune into our worthiness. We let go of that self-doubt. So the second question was, how can I practice feeling my worthiness? And we got the 10 of Pentacles reversed, or the 10 of Coins. And if you're not familiar with the picture, the card is the final card in the tarot deck. The Pentacles represents the symbol for Earth, which again, Taurus, Earth, and it's the final card. So it's the ultimate, it's the hitting the jackpot. It's everything you want. So it's a family with the dogs, children, elders, grapes, very abundant, lush home or courtyard that they're in. And so it's definitely about abundance. And abundance starts on the inside, right? That feeling worthy, that idea of self-worthiness. So we're going to practice feeling our worthiness by starting on the inside. Again, tying into Mercury being in retrograde and into Taurus. Taurus is the inhale, the receiving sign. So we also said that being grateful for everything we have, that opens us up to receiving more. And we came up with flow. And since it was reversed, maybe we had some conflict with our flow. We weren't in alignment with flow. And Joan, you gave a great example of somebody that worked in a job that was totally funded by tax dollars, and the person themselves had income and had to pay taxes and was so upset about having to pay taxes. And what a conflict that is. Like, their source of revenue came from tax dollars. So they were in conflict of their own flow. So whenever we get a card that's reversed, we want to figure out, what do we have to do to bring it upright? And this is getting out of our own way and letting it flow. And
Yeah,
just,
Mary Beth, by the way,
yeah.
after that, he had been going for a year and a half, not getting contracts. And within 2 weeks of the session where we addressed that, he had so many contract offers, he had to turn them down.
So he got rid of that
Oh, absolutely. And
Yeah.
then
And then it was in the flow.
then his issue was, which contract do I want to take?
A good problem to have, right?
Yes, I call those Rolls-Royce problems instead of
Yeah.
Volkswagen problems.
Yes, I love that. So we said, when you want to get out of your own way and let it flow, you just have to start putting one foot in front of the other. I think, Joan, you said, what did you say? You say, thank you for your input, and move on, right? Just keep moving, putting one foot in front of the other.
Yeah, sometimes there's nothing to do but just doggedly put one foot in front of the other and things start to work.
And that's very Taurus-like. Taurus is associated with the earth, and the earth is the slowest of the symbol, the slowest of the elements. Like, trying to move earth is very, very challenging, very difficult. If you've ever tried to dig a hole, right, you know how hard it is to move earth. So, but that's part of it. You just got to keep moving forward. So our last question was, why is it important to be in touch with my own worthiness? And we got the Ace of Pentacles, which the aces are always gifts. And because it's a pentacle or a coin, it's a real gift. It's a practical gift. It's of this world. It's earthy. So why is it important to be in touch with my own worthiness? It's so I can receive all my gifts, so that I can know who I am. And Joan, you were talking about this. You were talking about owning your own power. Do you want to say anything about that?
Well, one of the things I mentioned that got a laugh before, so I'll share it, is that I've been wanting to make little buttons for people to wear that say, up your ecstasy tolerance. Because most of us really have a low tolerance for ecstasy and really fully expanding and using all those resources that we have and owning our own worthiness and our abilities. And we need to increase our ability to experience ecstasy and expansion. And I think that kind of takes some trust. That gets us to trusting that we are fundamentally good people and are going to do something with that power that's worthy of the power, and that it's good for everything and everyone that means something to us.
And to me, that sounds like evolution, like moving humanity forward. That's what that sounds like to me.
Well, that certainly is the job, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Moving it forward. Great. Well, thank you. All right. So let's go to our final thoughts. I found this lovely quote by a woman named Zora Neale Hurston. Such as I am a precious gift. So you're invited during this Taurus season to feel your worthiness. Such as I am a precious gift. That's a beautiful affirmation, especially if you can use your heart harmonizing habits and really feel that. Feel the energy of those words. Look in the mirror, put your hand over your heart, say it as you're drifting off to sleep, and that will help you start to feel your worthiness. So next month on Wednesday at 7 p.m., May 17th, we will do our Gemini, the twins, our energy and tarot reading for next month. So thank you again for tuning in and listening and watching, and we'll talk to you and connect soon. Thanks so much. So